You know, it only takes one member of your company's staff to have a data breach. It only requires one person to make a mistake. And they may even have realised they've made a mistake within seconds of clicking on that send button, but it's already too late. Snapchat has just suffered a data breach. Now, good news, calm down all of you millions and millions of people who are sending pictures of your privates to each other via Snapchat. It's not your information which has been exposed. No, instead it's information, payroll information about people who actually work at Snapchat. Because what happened is, last Friday, a member of Snapchat's payroll department received an email. And they thought the email was coming from Snapchat's CEO. But it wasn't from Snapchat's CEO. It was from a bad guy, someone pretending to be Snapchat's CEO. And we don't know exactly what the email said. But what we do know is that helpful employee in the payroll department at Snapchat responded to that email with a copy of Snapchat's payroll database, which means information about an unknown number of Snapchat employees is now in the hands of hackers. And that potentially, obviously, could cause all kinds of problems of identity theft, for instance. Now, how does this happen? Well, it happens, of course, through some really cunning social engineering. That email probably didn't come from the genuine Snapchat CEO's email address. Instead, it may have come from a third-party address or something which looked like the Snapchat email address. Imagine that I want to steal Snapchat's payroll information. What I do is I email someone who I discover works in Snapchat's payroll department, maybe by looking them up on LinkedIn or something like that. And I claim to be the CEO, and I say, oh, I'm in a very, very high-powered business meeting right now. I need this payroll information at my fingertips. Send it to me straight away. And even if you say, well, I notice you're not actually, you're not contacting me from the regular Snapchat CEO email address. So how dare you, for goodness sake? Don't you know I'm in Brussels? Don't you know this meeting is terribly important? You need to send this to me right now. Otherwise, your snap will be chatted. Or your chat will be snapped, whichever way round. Anyway, it is curtains for you unless you respond. So, of course, the payroll person responds instantly. And they think, I'll just attach the payroll database, click, 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 and bing, off it goes to the bad guys. Now, it may seem crazy, but these sort of attacks happen all the time. Because people are so keen to be helpful. People want to help each other. They're never quite cynical enough. They're never quite skeptical enough about the messages which they receive. And so you always imagine, oh, I'm just helping somebody. They're in a high-powered meeting. Anyway, they're the boss. They're the boss. I better send them the information. So you need to foster inside your organisation a different kind of response. A different kind of way of thinking about security. So whenever anyone actually asks you for information which might be sensitive or confidential, even if they're the CEO, you need to be prepared to say, actually, no. And that's got to be all right inside your company culture to say, no, I can't send you that. We've got a way of transmitting you that kind of information, or a way for you to access that information if you want it. But if you want it to your Yahoo or your AOL address, or somewhere unofficial, if you don't want it in an encrypted, safe, secure fashion to be transmitted to you, then that's a problem. And you should know that, and you should respect me for taking that attitude, because you're the CEO and I'm protecting our company's position. Because the last thing you want to happen inside your company is to find yourself in the embarrassing situation of having to admit that you've had a data breach, which is, of course, what's just happened at Snapchat. Let's hope that they've learnt their lesson and their staff in future will be more careful, and policies and practices will be put in place to make this kind of data breach not succeed in future, and learn the lesson yourself so that your company isn't the one which ends up with egg on its face. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like it and check out some of the other videos I've made as well. And if you really want me to make more vids, then subscribe to my channel. Alright? So, have you subscribed yet? Come on, subscribe.